Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you, and today's topic is T3, also known as Cytomel. We're just going to dig into it. I'm going to try to fill you in on every single little thing that I can about it in a short amount of time, like we like to do, but we're gonna go all out on this one and really try to get you a clear, in-depth understanding of T3 in general. First, thank you to everybody for subscribing and supporting. You guys are amazing. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe, like, share, whatever you can do. It truly, truly helps us to continue to grow. And today's video is sponsored by letsgetchecked.com. Now, we all know Let's Get Checked specializes in at-home blood testing. They are the kings of all when it comes to at-home blood testing. It's awesome and it's easy, it's discreet, it's fast, it's reliable. So go to letsgetchecked.com. Pick out whatever sort of different testings that you want to order. Order the kit. You can get it overnighted. You can get regular priority mail. As soon as the kit comes, turn around, send it right back to them. You're going to get fast results. You're going to have doctors and nurses there to help you at all times. You cannot beat this. And on top of that, coupon code Gemelli30 is going to save you 30% off. Many people have been using them. I get a ton of people writing me about them, so check them out. Extremely beneficial for anyone, but especially people more into like the supplements and PEDs and that sort of facet. So check them out, letsgetchecked.com. Now, let us hit the topic today. Let's talk about T3. Now, look, I've never made it a secret that I don't care for T3 in terms of like bodybuilding use unless it's used for, the actual medical purposes that it's used for. I am just not a fan. I find that there are way too many different types of side effects here. I'm not a fan of even thinking about messing with your thyroid. I feel like that's one of those things that you should steer clear of. But hey, there are people that swear by it, that say they do it responsibly and they don't have any problems. And look, like I said, that's my opinion. I'm just going to give you the facts on it now. When I give a fact video, I leave my opinion out of it. And when my opinion needs to come up, I let you know it's my opinion and it's not necessarily stated fact or scientific, etc., whatever the case. I always want to keep credibility and be fair. And I am one of those people that is, it's very easy for me to leave my biases out the door when I'm explaining facts. Now, when I'm giving opinions, you're going to get an opinion. You're probably not going to like it. You might love it, or you're just going to love the fact that I'm honest about it, okay? But sometimes I do go against the grain, and I'm not, it is what it is. No people are ever going to see everything eye to eye and whatever. I'll just give you my opinions and thoughts, and you do whatever you want with it for what you will. But hey, let's jump into this. So I just want to, from the start, basically T3 is a synthetic form of thyroid hormone that is mostly used to treat hypothyroidism. Now, it can be triggered by like thyroid cancer, Graves' disease, and really unhealthy lifestyles. And it's also widely used in like psychiatric circles, for example. So it can be really effective when it's combined with other drugs in the treatment of different depression disorders. Now, hypothyroidism, I just said that a second ago. That comes from the word reduced, or hypo plus thyroid. So it's the opposite of hyperthyroidism, which is the condition of an overactive thyroid. Both of these conditions, you just get blood panels done. They can tell you if you have it or not. Now, there's several different blood panels that I've talked about that you want to get, but the thyroid tests generally come where you don't have to go pick them out and choose them separately like you have to do for something like prolactin that's generally not involved in your normal standard blood panels that you get. But generally thyroid is checked, but always make sure if you're getting a full hormonal panel that's part of it. And your doctor will be able to tell you very easily and quickly about that. But generally speaking, it's going to be involved. Now, both, like I said, both of those conditions, hyper and hypo, generally they can be detected with blood work, but you can also pay attention to such indicators with the hypothyroidism, like some different types of side effects that you might endure. Very tired, weight gain, poor ability to tolerate cold, inability to lose weight in general. Hypothyroidism has really grown substantially in the United States, and that's because of poor lifestyle choices, bad diets, overuse of prescription and recreational drugs, poor daily routines. Even children aren't even an exception for it anymore, and it's actually found among them It's thought to occur in almost 9% of the population in the Western countries over here. Now, how does T3 work? Well, when you use synthetic T3, you're increasing your overall thyroid hormone levels, which means metabolism is going to speed up. But when you do this, your body's actually going to stop producing T3 naturally until you stop using it and your body fully recovers and relearns how to kind of do this. So it's kind of like when you're using testosterone, you get suppressed. And we know without post-psychotherapy, it can be very problematic. It's not to that drastic of an extent, but it's very similar with T3. So that's one of the other reasons why I don't like that, because you're messing with your thyroid, and then your body's got to relearn this and do this, and it's just, I don't like it. But that is not part of the fact side of it. I just wanted to throw that in there. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it, so you understand the reasoning now. Basically, be very careful and understand that you're going to have to just relearn how to produce it overall on its own. Now, let's talk about some of the effects on the metabolic activity that I wanted to talk about. T3 is a regular of the oxidative metabolism of energy. All right, so when you take T3, it's going to actually increase the uptake of nutrients into your mitochondria, which then kind of clears the path and activity for oxidative metabolic pathway. This causes everything to work a heck of a lot harder within kind of the organism, and it makes the body demand more fuel. Now, let's talk about bodybuilding use, which is why most of us are here. Now, the increase of ATP in metabolic activity leads the body to then burn fat. And this is why bodybuilders and athletes are going to use T3 as part of a lot of their anabolic steroid stacks. Now, T3 is really popular among bodybuilders because it can actually help to burn like that last little stubborn 1% to 2% of body fat that you have trouble, and it won't come off even with good diet and cardio. Now, another very, very intriguing property of T3 is that it can actually enhance growth hormone production, but using it solely for this is not recommended. It's not going to be like to that extent. So don't think it's going to be this massive, increase in growth hormone. Now, very high levels of T3 are going to stress your heart, and it can be extremely dangerous. Another reason why I don't like it. So please be very careful when it comes to your dosing. Now, hyperthyroidism, which is the opposite of hypo, will occur when T3 is abused. So you need to know some of these symptoms as well. Heavy weight loss, strong, deep headaches, body tremors. Be aware of this. Stomach issues. You're going to irritability is going to go up quite a bit. You might have some sporadic insomnia. You could have a lot of excessive sweating that's not normal. Appetite could increase. You could have some heat sensitivity post-use. So keep an eye for all of these things because they're all problematic. Now, high levels of T3 are going to suppress the release of thyrotropin-releasing hormone, or TRH, which will then reduce thyroid signaling hormone, which is TSH. I don't want to say that too fast or I'll screw it up. There is the risk of being sluggish when you come off T3, and your metabolism could go just plummet. So it's important to run supplements to help your thyroid levels recover quickly. There's some products out there I could tell you about. Just ask me in the questions. This means that you've got to come off of it as long as you were on it. You want to run supplements like zinc, selenium, B12, ashwagandha, all of these things. Now, dosing. When you're using it for treatment of hypothyroidism, the dosage is going to be determined by your doctor, okay? Now, bodybuilders have several ways to run it, ranging from something very conservative to something very aggressive, focusing on rapid weight loss. And then cycle length is also a factor. So a conservative approach would be like 12.5 to 25 micrograms mcg per day, and either single in the morning or split dose it for 4 to 6 weeks. The dose is going to cause minimal thyroid suppression as well as minimal side effects, that moderate and low. Now, a more aggressive approach, 50 to 75 micrograms, usually split AM to PM for 2 to 3 months. This may cause side effects, and it could very well suppress your natural production of your thyroid production. So you're going to want to at least consider a post-psychotherapy with it. Now, it's recommended to run T3 in the bodybuilding world with anabolic steroids so that you're not sacrificing muscle, because it will eat away at muscle if you don't, and your diet is not up to par. So be aware of that as well. Now, according to medical literature, the half-life is like 1.5 to 2 days. So It will be necessary to take it daily or even twice a day so that you're maintaining steady levels of the active substance within your blood. Blood stability is a big thing. I've always talked about that, and I'm really big on that. Just remember several things. One, I don't like T3. Beyond that, if you're going to use it, be very, very, very moderate, careful, monitor things. Don't overdo it. Don't go crazy. Make sure that you trust what you're getting. A lot of this stuff is coming secondarily. I can't help you with where to get it. Just if you're going to get it, trust what you're doing. Don't go crazy with it. Don't go too long. Watch for all side effects. Make sure you're running blood work. Just be very careful if you're intent on doing this. And if anybody that writes me and asks me about it, I'm not going to coach on how to use it or talk about how to use it. I just don't want anything to do with it because I'm uncomfortable with it in general. And generally, I'll answer about any question possible, to a reasonable extent, obviously. But I don't want anything to do with like T3, clenbuterol, these things. I don't believe in them. I don't want to be contributing to any kind of idea that I care for any of the sort. I just don't want anything to do with that. I'll do these videos to make sure you understand them and are safe with them, but beyond that you're going to have to revert to the video on this in general. So that is T3. I hope that really gave you a full understanding and explanation of it, and the decision is always yours no matter what. Always remember that, and that's all for today. That being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.